Okay, boys and girls, welcome back. Redmissed in the house once again. Now, we have just gone and done a video just not too long ago, and we had so bad lag it interrupted the video and all that stuff. And I had a look at replaying, and it was just all over the place. So I just decided to delete it and get rid of it. You didn't really miss much. The only thing that you missed was a couple of live battles and some of the chests opening. So we went and played a couple of other battles after that, and as you can see, we've got a couple of chests and stuff, and it's not done too bad, guys. I want to go ahead and show you a couple of these matches though, so that obviously we can have a little bit of a watch. Now I want to show you this because I've seen this quite a lot, boys and girls. Quite a lot of people are going ahead and using the Sparky Giant combination, and to be honest, it is a very good combination. It really is a really good combination. Now he starts off with his Sparky, and it just didn't really work out for him, so he puts his wizard down behind, but I counter him with a musketeer, but he has a lot of spam cards, so obviously the musketeer goes down, but I put down my minions while the wizard was focused on the musketeer, and then that's that. Basically we reset. Now he's got a slight little bit of elixir advantage than us because our deck was a little bit heavy of more of a push. Now we go ahead and do the standard hog rider with the followed up fireball in case somebody puts down barbarians or something, and there we go, we knock out a lot of damage on that tower. So we're quite happy with that. Did he play Sparky? I'm not too sure. Sorry guys, I was actually finishing off editing the video at the very beginning of this video recording, so hopefully I didn't mess up by saying that he started off with his Sparky. Now obviously standard combination, I used to do this all the time. Put the wizard behind your giant, absolutely wrecks people, but he backed up with a Sparky as well. Now we're in trouble because obviously we couldn't get rid of that Sparky. Minions, wizard, Sparky, a very heavy push coming in. We go and fireball to get rid of that thingy over there, and the Sparky's going to have 5 seconds left to do something. So we take that out. Now this is where he kind of annoys me a little bit because he goes and puts down a laugh. And to be honest, I just think that doing that is a little bit unsportsmanlike, in my personal opinion, because, well, you have a Sparky, you got one shot off on the tower, you got lucky, my dude. So, obviously, he puts down his giant, we know what's coming, we go ahead and put down the hog rider very quick to get a good amount of damage on that tower. We don't need to worry too much now because of, obviously, what's coming in. We put down our minions, we fireball his guys on the back. Sparky's coming in, 2 giants are coming in. We go ahead and put down our minion horde because we know that other than the fireball, he's got nothing to defend that. Goblins to take out both giants, archers to distract his Hujuar, and then the minions and the goblins take him out. Hog Rider's going to push forward those goblins, which are going to counter his goblins, going to get through to the tower. He had to fireball. The fireball was a complete waste, and we go and get that other tower back. Now, again, we know exactly what's coming, so we just go ahead and put our 3 elixir minions over on the giant, try to get a bit of damage, but he goes and uses his wizard. We fireball just as he puts down his Sparky. Minions are going to take care of his Sparky, plus do a little bit of damage to his minions. Musketeer is going to go and focus down his his giant. Fireball's going to take care of his wizard and his minions, take a little bit of damage off of his giant, and now we've got a good little defense. Now we've got Musketeer and a Valkyrie pushing up on the right hand side, which he's probably going to defend. So we think, okay, Hog Rider and minions on the middle. We know he's going to go ahead and try and play something else, so we go put minions down in the centre just to wait a little bit longer. We were a little bit late on the fireball, so unfortunately that wizard goes and kills everyone. But if we should have expected the fireball, in all fairness. But he's coming in once again with his minion, all of his push basically. But then, because he was unsportsmanship, we just go and put down a happy, laughy face as well. Because even that push that he had at the very end would have been taken out because the minions would have taken out Sparky before it fired, and the goblins plus the musketeer would have took care of that giant, with him probably only getting 2 or 3 hits on the tower. Now, again, I want to go show you this match because this guy is actually running, again, a very similar deck to what I've ran in the past, which is a giant barbarians. Instead of the bomber, I normally run the archers or the musketeer, and I've normally run the mini P.E.K.K.A. in that, or in the older deck as well, because it's very overpowered, guys. And as you can see here, it is a very good deck to fight me with. He's running the Zap, which in my personal opinion isn't a very good setup. If you're gonna run that, I would run either the Fireball or the Freeze with this particular thing. He's also got the arrows, which is going to cause us a big problem. But we took that out. Obviously, archers down in the middle to take care of his mini P.E.K.K.A. He puts spear gobs over the other side, so we know he's low on elixir. We take full advantage of it, send our Hog Rider down the left-hand side because of the fact that he countered that one archer with the only elixir he had left. Now we have a huge elixir advantage because he done that. We just wait, we go fireball his barbarians. We're now on basically even elixir, and we done a huge amount of damage to his tower. So all in all, he messed up by trying to defend one archer. I would have just took that little bit of damage on the tower. Now we're going to go ahead and run behind our Valkyrie with our minions. We're going to go get that tower because he decided to try and counter with a bomber. He's running way too late for archers. The minions have already done their job. Sends in his arrows, and again, a very bad use of arrows. I personally would have just put my musketeer down by the tower like I did there. She would have took out the minions as they were going to the tower, probably got a couple of hits on my tower, but I would have had a much better elixir advantage. Now, this time we go and put the fireball down on that musketeer because we know what's coming. He's got the elixir, but he waits way too long, and we've already got the damage on that giant, which finishes it off. My minions are going in. My goblins. Sorry. Valkyrie on the very top left hand side, and once again he's coming in with that giant. We just go ahead and counter with our own musketeer, the fireball to take care of his musketeer. Because he's coming in with that mini P.E.K.K.A., we just go ahead and use our minions, takes care of his giant. To distract his mini P.E.K.K.A., we just go and play down our standard goblins, and now we have won the game. So all in all, a very good and very strong defense. As you can see here, guys, as well, this is probably one of the very first decks in a long time that I've used without my princess, and it's just because of the fact that I need to sort of push to get up into the title trophies again, because where I've not really played, I've kind of been slacking off a bit because, as you know, I've been grinding the PCC in the other games, but we're not doing too bad. Obviously, like, my mate's been playing for me as well a little bit, which has cost me some titles, or some trophies I should say, but hey, it happens, guys. Now, on this particular match, we are playing a fellow hog user, but this hog user is using 2 defenses. Now, he goes and fireballs our, so we go ahead and just put down a straight up shot. We know that he could have possibly had the zap, but we didn't know for sure. But the zap was way too late, and the minions have got a lot of damage on that tower. So considering that it was just minions that got to that tower, that's pretty good considering that we took out a defense as well, and we done a little bit of damage to that thingy. Now, we got a standard here. I was kind of thinking he was going to defend with troops, so I went and played that fireball, which, you know, turned out to be a bit of a bust. Now, unfortunately, our minions go and fire against his troops over there, but it kind of went to our favour because it meant that we didn't go and drop a unit down until after he had put his fireball out. So we did suffer quite a lot of damage to our tower though, so not very good on that respect, but at the same time, it's pretty good considering that he's got an elixir pump, a flame tower, and a cannon. So we're just going to wait for a little while, let that cannon die on its own accord. He's going to go play his elixir pump once again, but that's fine because we're going to go ahead and quickly put down our Valkyrie and our minions. We know that he's going to put down either his flame tower or his cannon, so we put our minions on the opposite side, which basically distracts the tower and lets our musketeer get in and do some work. And he comes in with his own minions and goblins. Uses a fireball way too late. There's only one archer left, so again, a very poor use of a fireball in my opinion. He should have just left it. Now we put down our hog, we're expecting the defences, so we go and put down our minions, and the hog gets in on that tower. The reason why we went and done that is because of obviously we didn't need to attack that tower over on the right because we could fireball like that. We probably could have actually defended his push and gone and fireballed on top of his push, but he would have fireballed our tower, so we just decided to let the tower die and fireball his own tower. And now we're going to put in a very heavy push because, as you can see, Hog Rider goes down, minions go down in the middle. He has to fireball the middle, and then we put down our second lot of minions, which obviously count as his volcano tower or flame tower, whatever you want to call it. Musketeer has got in on that tower. She's going to do the end of the work for me. So as you can see, once again, we knew he was going to play his defences, so straight away we put down the minion horde. He had to fireball, play down his second defence, which we had already got our other minions, plus our spam, so we were able to overpower him at the end very quickly, because that is what this deck does. This deck is basically designed to punish people that use too much elixir, because it is fairly cheap. It's not super cheap, but it is fairly cheap. You could make it even cheaper. Whoa, I'm so sorry about that, guys. You could take out the minion horde and you could put something a bit cheaper in there if you like. You could maybe put in a defense. I'm seriously considering that I might take it out, and once the update comes, I might go and put in the Tesla, because the Tesla is going to be getting a hit point boost. I can't quite remember how much it is, but if you go into here, guys, you can see the balance updates. So the Royal Giant, this is going to be happening as of the 18th, so this is going to happen in 2 days, guys. The Royal Giant is decreased by 4% damage, the Threes is decreased by 1 second, the Furnace elixir cost is going down by 1, but its hit points and its lifetime is going down. So its hit points is going down by 14%, but its time is going down by 10 seconds as well. But because it's going to cost 1 elixir less, I think it's going to become very viable, to be honest. And I think you'll see the Furnace in a lot of decks because of that 1 elixir drop. For 4 elixir, the fact that those fire spirits are going to do so much damage is crazy. And as you can see in the next one, the fire spirit's area radius is going to go up. So it's actually going to hit in a radius of a 1.5, which means it's going to destroy barbarians. They're going to be an absolute great counter for barbarians, for minion hordes, for spam, for spawner decks. So they're going to be really good. The guards are going to make a very big comeback. They're going to get an extra 8% to their hit points and their damage. So they're going to be doing a lot more damage, and they're going to be doing a lot more. They're going to be able to take a lot more damage. As you can see down here, if you look at my guards are level 1 right now. Okay, so that extra 8% on their health, that means they're going to be going up to like sort of 70 hit points. And their damage is going to go up to about 60. So they're going to be pretty much the same as where's the normal goblins? Here's the normal goblins. So they're going to be a little bit less on HP. They're only going to come in at probably about 80 or 90 HP, but their damage is only going to be roughly about 20 less than a level 8 goblin, which is pretty damn good in my opinion, as seen as they've got the shields as well. So you're probably going to see a lot of guards showing up in the future because they're going to become a very viable thing. The miner is going to get increased by 6% on his hit points, which is actually going to make him just below the knight's HP. So he's going to do a lot of damage, guys. He's going to become a very, very viable card. The lava hound and the lava pups is going to be a huge upgrade to them, because they're not really used too much, and I think it's just because people don't know how to use them. But if you have a good deck around that lava hound, it can do some serious work, like a lava hound with a balloon or lava hound minions. Now, if people don't have much air defense, that is a deadly combination. The elixir pump is getting a further decrease on hit points because it's still super OP, guys. People still put it up at the front and it still does so much defense because now people just put it with a cannon and stuff. So they're trying to make it so that people don't use that as a defensive building, like to sort of distract stuff, because it's just not going to be viable for them anymore. So if they do run that, it's going to be put at the back for elixir like it should be. So that's going to be pretty good. Basically, that means by putting that in, my fireball at level 5, my fireball at level 6 takes half of, well, I think it's about 40 to 45% of an elixir pump's HP right now, but that fireball now is going to take about 55 to 60% of that HP. If the Well, obviously depending on level as well, guys, but a fireball is going to be very deadly towards an elixir pump now, so it's actually going to be very worthwhile using a fireball on an elixir pump if they're putting it down by a tower now. The knight is going to get an increase of hit points by 10%, which is going to be a huge upgrade. I haven't got him in this deck right now, but I've kind of moved him out for a minute. But I absolutely love the knight. I think he is so underrated. But as you can see, my level 8 knight has got 11,500 and 1,158. Sorry. So he's going to be increased by like up to about 1250, which is going to be a huge thing. He's going to be able to take a few more hits, and he's going to become a very, very good mini tank. He's going to be on par with the Valkyrie's HP, basically, which is going to be very good. When in fact, he's going to be slightly higher HP than the Valkyrie, but he's not going to obviously have the splash damage of the Valkyrie. But he's going to become a very big contestant, in my opinion. The bomber's damage is going to be increased by 10%. I kind of think that the bomber's a little bit OP as he is. I don't really think he needed that that increase in damage. But maybe in the high level games he does. But right now in sort of like the low arenas to mid arenas, I don't think he really does, because he does a great job as it is of taking out barbarians. He needs like 3 or 4 bombs and he can kill the barbarians. So yeah, but it's being upgraded, so yeah, we're probably going to see a lot of bombers in the future. The cannon is getting a further decrease of 5% health, which is great because it's still super OP for 3 elixir, and that's going to really change up. Obviously, that's going to make it so that the Hog Rider can still kill the cannon and get to the tower, which is a good thing. The Tesla is getting an increase of hit points, which is great. It's going to make it more viable for the 4 elixir that it costs, and it's going to mean that people are going to either use the Tesla or the cannon. But you'll probably find that a lot of people are going to switch out the cannon for the Tesla. Even though the Tesla costs 1 elixir more, it's going to be better than the cannon because obviously it can hit air troops as well, and it's going to be viable for that little bit of extra HP that it's got. The Golem and the Golemites are getting a 5% health increase. Kind of think that the actual Golem doesn't need it, but the Golemites do. But again, if you've got a good deck, you can really push through with the Golem as standard. The Witch is getting a damage increase by 10%. Now, guys, this is so needed. I love the Witch. I really do. I think she's so good. But her damage is so bad. So her damage is actually going to be like an extra 10%. So she's going to do sort of 70, 80 damage, which is going to be really good. Now, in comparisons, my Witch is level 3 and my Wizard is a level 5. And look at the difference. He has almost double the attack power as she does. Now, I understand that she's got skeletons, so she does deserve a little bit less damage because she does have those 3 skeletons that come out, which are a super big distraction. But people just don't use her because she just doesn't have any damage. For example, the Wizard takes 2 to 3 shots to kill a minion horde. She takes 4 to 6, depending on how in sort of what order she hits the minions. So she's just not viable to use right now unless you have a very heavy tanky deck. You can put her behind and the skeletons get in and do some real damage on a tower, but she's just not really that used. So they're giving her a good damage buff, which I think is really needed. Again, the skeletons are getting a huge buff in my opinion. These also affect the tombstone skeletons and also the skeletons from the witch, so they're going to get a huge increase, which is 5% to their health and their damage, which is going to make them super viable, guys. Super viable. Now, that's kind of a quick breakdown of the what's coming in the update. We're going to go ahead and show you this one last battle right here, and we're going to call it a day. Now, this guy is using a crazy good deck, in my opinion. I have used a very similar deck, but he's using the freeze. Now, I believe that this deck is actually very similar to the deck that won the competition. Now, he knew that the Valkyrie and the Goblins was a threat, so he went and fireballed that. But by fireballing that, he's kind of left himself... No, I don't know them. He's kind of left himself open a little bit. So I'm going to put down my normal minions and then my large minions. And we're going to go ahead and hit his tower. Now, unfortunately, we didn't have the elixir to go and get rid of his wizard. So we didn't bother sending in our fireball. But at the same time, even if we did, he would have put down that freeze, which would have caused us the problem. So obviously Musketeer is down doing some damage. The Fireball to take out the Wizard and do some damage on that Giant. And then we put down our Goblins just to get a bit of damage over there. Now he's going to play his Barbarians behind the Goblins. The Goblins are going to get one hit off on that guy. But Musketeer is going to kill one of those Barbarians though, and then the minions are going to finish off the Barbarians, get a little bit of damage on one of those archers, and then my archers are going to go ahead and take it out. Now, this is where I kind of sighed a little bit of relief because he stopped attacking and we were kind of moving into our heavier troops. And I didn't really want to attack anymore because I was getting quite annoyed the fact that he was just constantly putting down troops to counter what I was doing, and then they were coming back and countering me. So he goes ahead and plays down his spear goblins. I counter with my musketeer, put down my Valkyrie, fireball his tower, his giant, and his whatchamacallit. He goes and puts down a barbarian set to go and take out a musketeer and a Valkyrie, which go and get wrecked. Now we know he's not got anything because we used the things, but here's his freeze, which we knew he was going to do once we knew he had it. Now, Hog Rider straight in as soon as he played that freeze because we know he's not got too much there, and we get a fair bit of damage out on that tower. So in one push, we've kind of evened things up. We go ahead and use our Valkyrie to go and get rid of his musketeers, our musketeer to go and focus his wizard, but it didn't work. So we go ahead and fireball all of that because we know he's got his freeze. He puts that freeze down, and we put down our goblins. Hog Rider coming in, he goes and fireballs, misses half of it. We go and say oops. Do we say oops? I'm pretty sure we said oops. But then we go ahead and fireball, take out some heavy damage on that tower, the goblins and the barbarians. He's got no elixir. He's waiting for that freeze. Freeze goes down too late, leaves himself with 0 elixir to go and defend this push, and we know it, so we go and put down a good game. He was way too hasty with that hog freeze. He should have waited, he should have got that elixir, and he probably would have won because he would have got that freeze down in time. But because he rushed it, he didn't have the elixir to back up that Hog Rider, and he lost the game. So that's how it goes, guys. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please hit that like, subscribe, and share for me, and I shall see you in the next one, guys. Peace on the